Okay, go. Well, hello. We are here thinking about family because I've got my wonderful little son here, and he likes turning his head left and right as I turn my chair. Go left, go right, go left, go left, go left. It's working. So we've been very, very grateful for this little guy in life, and it's going to be his first Thanksgiving. So Rob and I were talking about how we can make Thanksgiving awesome, and some of the group coach magic principles and techniques that we've worked on and shared with our members can be also especially effective at a Thanksgiving meal. If you're with family and you don't know what to talk about, or people you haven't seen in a little while, or you really want to make it a memorable experience and positive one for your family. It doesn't have to be super coachy. It can be just really powerful. We've seen this over and over again with different meal conversations that we've had. So, Rob, what do you want to talk about when it comes to our Thanksgiving conversations? Why don't you kick it off? And
yeah. Well, the funny thing, I was thinking about some of the meals that I've had that were the most memorable and the most fun that I've ever had. And they always centered around a single topic conversation where everybody was listening to everybody at the table. Because you think about what normally happens, Thanksgiving meals, or just like if you go to a meetup or a large gathering of any kind, normally what happens is people sit in clumps and then people talk to each other. If they're sitting into a little pot of one or two, they'll turn and then there'll be a little bit of crosstalk. Every once in a while, there'll be a little bit of conversation across the table, but everybody's having different conversations on different topics. It kind of turns into a little bit of chaos. It's fine, but it just doesn't feel really enlightening. It doesn't feel really fun. It doesn't feel really involving. So what we were thinking about this.
Actually, Rob, one of the reasons it feels that way sometimes for me is because I'm a coach and I know how much more is possible in these situations for everybody around me, right? It's like I can see what's possible if we have a real conversation about real things that actually makes a difference in our lives, and then we leave the conversation better. Even if it's not a coaching conversation, it's just like a generative conversation is the word I'm looking for. I'm always looking to have those conversations, and the coaches who we serve are very similar. They're looking for those generative conversations. One of the reasons we're coaches is because we love those and we know how valuable they are to people. And we care about our family so much that we want them to have these conversations with us because it's relationship enhancing and it's life enhancing for both people. So instead of talking about the latest, baseball game that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, what about talking about something that does matter? So that's what we're talking about right now.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah. It just feels so much better when we're talking about things that are kind of universal, that everyone on the table can relate to and that they feel involved in, like it directly affects their life.
Yeah. So let's talk about some ways that we can do that.
Well, one of the things I was thinking about is I was just imagining Thanksgiving dinner. I might even try this because I'm going to go to a Friendsgiving this time rather than going traveling to see family. But in a Friendsgiving situation, so normally everybody gets together and there may or may not be the gathering, like normally families might say grace or a blessing for the food, or just coming together or saying, hey, we're really thankful. So usually there's some opening comment where everybody's paying attention. They're taking a pause, they're taking a beat, they're taking a minute to be there. And what I was thinking about doing was suggesting to the people, said, hey, you guys, you want to play a game for a second? Why don't we have a conversation and just go around the table and we'll answer a question? So let's just answer a question. What are we thankful for this year? What's something that has been awesome that has happened to us that we're really grateful for, that we're really thankful for? And let's just go around and everyone from the table can give an answer. And if you want, I was thinking we have a technique in the group coach magic called pass the ball. And so I was thinking, well, at Thanksgiving dinner, it can be pass the bowl. So you could just say, Daniel's speaking, you could just say, Daniel, after you're done sharing what you're grateful about, then pass the bowl to somebody, and then you could just name the person. And if you want to make it a little more interesting, you could say to the person, once Daniel has spoken, whoever Daniel passes the bowl to, then that person can say something that they appreciated about what Daniel said first, which is great because then they have to be paying attention and not, watching the football game in the background or being distracted in some way.
So and that's like that. That's super simple. It's something we use in group coaching. It's one of the group coach magic techniques, which is pass the ball with appreciation. And in this case, Thanksgiving, we're passing the bowl. I love that play on words. But then you could if people like that game, and there's no way they're not going to like that game if they're actually participating, because everybody's going to feel gratitude, which is from positive psychology, like gratitude is super important for so many reasons we won't get into today. Once you're done that, you could play another game if people are interested. And this game could be around talking about how this person has impacted you. So you can go around the room, and the first person, everybody goes around and says how this person has affected them positively, or like a story that they remember fondly, or whatever, like a good memory, a positive impact, or some way that person has enhanced this person's life. And some people, you may have a trouble finding one for someone that maybe you don't know, but you can find something, maybe a conversation you had that same day, or just, the way they look. There could be like lots of little ways that you could find something positive to say about that person. If everybody goes around and says something positive about the first person, then you're going to have the second person have the same experience. And then at the end of the next game here, everybody's going to have had all the people around them say something positive about them, and think about how everybody's going to be feeling personally, and how that web of feeling around everybody will feel really good. So this is a group coaching technique you can also use in your sessions, but it works really well in conversations. And you got to just enroll people into the idea of playing this game. And the gratitude game first, and the pass the ball. Oh yeah, he loves it. The gratitude game first is a great lead in to the second game. If people are like, oh, I really like that. Well, we have a better game, a second level game. If you guys are interested, if you can handle the heat, we'll play another game. And the thing is, there's no winner in this game. Everybody wins.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. And I would recommend, just as a caveat with that the second part works better if you know people really well. But if like you were doing this with your family, oh my gosh, I mean, get ready with a box of Kleenex, seriously. Yeah. Or just use the tears to season the stuffing and the green beans, because
he's celebrating. It's such a good idea.
Oh, he loves it. Yeah. I said stuffing, and he loved the idea. But,
all right,
but
what happens is, we should probably wrap it up, because I don't think he's going to be happy for much longer.
Yeah, what I was going to say real quick is, what happens is, if you ground that in a story, then it makes it super interesting, where you can actually be telling a story of the way that person impacted you, and then thank them for it, very directly. So those are the two things that you could do to make your holiday event even more exciting and interesting.
Awesome. What do you say? Bye. Bye.
He loves it.
All right. Great stuff, Rob. Great conversation. Hopefully this helps you guys, and have a great Thanksgiving from both of us here at Group Magic. We're gonna do little hearts from all of us, all three of us here, and send you a virtual hug. Ready? Yeah.
Hey.